This is why we have editing. Okay.
Literally. Till the candles burn down this place. Just a quick thing about Scott and Malia being together. You know, a lot of people were either mad because it was rushed, or they were like just confused, or they were just kind of like, oh, okay, this is fine, like whatever. But really, if you look back and kind of go right to the beginning when Malia was introduced, her and Scott always had kind of a connection. Mm-hmm. It wasn't romantic.
I mean, he was an alpha, so I get that. Like, that's her alpha now.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good connection. You know, she trusted him and Styles enough.
She was always very protective of Scott in season 4. Mm-hmm. Almost as much as Styles.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was because, one, he was her alpha, but even then she wasn't really sure like what being part of a pack meant.
Yeah.
You know, because coyotes are by themselves. They don't they don't run in packs. Yeah. So she wasn't sure. But I think it was the fact that Styles was best friends with Scott, and she knew like, okay, Scott means a lot to Styles, like I have to make sure that I keep Scott safe as well. So I think that's where that kind of started. And then you could see a lot of like stolen glances and smiles all throughout season 5. They were spending more time together. There was that scene where Scott came up to Malia and said, what if I told you you're the only one that I have left? There was that moment. Mm-hmm. There was the moment when she saved Deacon, and her and Scott shared that kind of like look, like, oh my gosh, like what would I do without you? And then season 6 came, and then you were just like, okay, yeah, for sure, they're definitely going to get together. And then it was like, bam, there they are. So I don't think it was as rushed as people think that it was. I wish that Brayden was in the show more.
I'm mad because she wasn't in
Okay,
it.
I couldn't remember if you liked Brayden or not.
Well, she was technically Derek's love interest, right?
Yeah, they're technically still together. They
don't do anything right in this show.
They don't do anything right in this show.
But they take characters, they introduce them, they give them huge storylines.
And then
they're just gone. No like, word about
no
them.
Explanation.
No, where did they go? What are they doing? Are they in France? Are they eating crumpets? Like,
are they eating crumpets?
Like, what are they doing?
Danny never came back.
Where did he go?
Yeah, like he just was
he just left.
After
he didn't even 3. Graduate.
No,
he was just gone.
There's no explanation. Isaac just disappeared. Isaac was one of my all-time favorite characters.
I get his actor had other things, so he was no longer on the show.
Right.
But at least have an exit. Like, oh, Isaac is here. Just mention it.
Just tell us, Jeff. Where was Isaac? I know where the actor was, but where was Isaac? I just miss Isaac so much. I missed him.
I loved him and Styles' interactions.
Me too.
Those were my favorite.
They were so snarky to each other.
I loved it.
I loved Isaac and Scott's friendship so much.
Isaac lived with him.
They were so close. And it was a bromance that you did not expect.
Oh, no.
Because he was originally in Derek's pack, and he was kind of a jerk because of his past and everything. And then, bam, like, he was just there for Scott every step of the way. Yeah. He was the only one who stayed out of Derek's pack and, like, stayed for Scott. We're going to get into our top 5 favorite moments, starting with 5. So, number 5, Melissa just being amazing with that taser.
I loved how confident she's gotten. Like, she does not care at all. She's like, I will take you down. You leave my son and his friends alone.
Yeah.
You're going down.
She's like a mama. She's a mama wolf. Like, seriously.
Yeah, that's what.
Like, you do not go after her pack. Her scene in the hospital when Theo and Liam beat the crap out of them. That was amazing. And then the guy gets up to shoot them, and Mama McCall just comes.
Yeah, and she's like, nope.
Nolan just came out of nowhere. Just
as a prediction, I predicted he was going to come to the good side because you could tell throughout the entire season that he did not want to deal with this.
He was very torn.
He was.
At first, he was completely evil,
and then once they started killing people and started killing kids and, you know, families, and it's like
realizing
he's like
that this is wrong.
Yeah, these are real people that are dying. Like, this isn't, you know.
And he was slowly coming over to the good side. Yeah. Nolan, consider yourself forgiven. But yeah, that was definitely number 5. Just Melissa, just after being shot, and she's just incredible as usual, just ready to fight. always. Like, she got Nolan. She was like, let's go.
By
We're
the
taking
way,
back the hospital.
real quick, just to throw in there, how did she recover?
I don't know.
God, I'm sorry. I'm so annoyed.
How did she recover so fast? I'm not sure.
Like, she's literally dying on a bed, pale, can't breathe. I love you, son. All of a sudden, she's tasering somebody in the freaking hallway.
And she's like in her scrubs, like she's ready to go. And I'm thinking, what happened to you? Like, number 4, Gerard's death.
Yes.
You take this one.
Okay. It was the best for me because he got what was coming to him. He got ripped to shreds. My favorite part about that moment was he knew he was defeated. And I love that look on his stupid old face. Argent comes in. He literally tells him, you've lost. Like, it's over. Like, Scott found a way to defeat the Nukete. You're over. Like,
I love Argent.
yes.
I love him so
like,
much.
Argent was so sure of it, which why I loved it. Gerard had this whole spiel about, you know, how Scott, like, broke up his family. Like, you know, Allison died and everything. Apparently that's Scott's fault.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Even though she was a hunter, so she probably would have gotten into...
But, you know, what do we know, Gerard? Anyway.
What do we know?
And, you know, Argent literally says, your family is right in front of you, and you literally destroyed it. Like, you destroyed the family you have left. We tried to give you a chance. You just destroyed it. Kate turns into her little werecheetah thing that she is.
Were-jaguar.
Thank you. Were-jaguar.
I need an adult.
I need an adult, please. Were-jaguar. She rips him to Argent's just walking out the door.
Yeah.
Doesn't care. Doesn't look back. I'm glad that happened to him because it's coming back to him. That's what it is.
And that was one of my predictions.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I said that either Argent, Kate, or Derek were going to kill him.
Yeah.
And I called it.
Yeah.
I knew it. So number 3... Scott blinding himself to fight the Anukete.
Ooh, that had me shook.
Tell me your reaction from that.
When I saw it, I was terrified because it's like, is he really blind? Like, did he really blind himself?
Like, did he really just stab out his eyes?
Like, he really stabbed out his eyes, and I couldn't believe it. Like, at the same time, I was very proud of him because he didn't care what he had to sacrifice. He killed the Anukete. He had to do what he had to do to fight him. And he roasted him.
Like, literally the bravest character on Teen Wolf. Like, who else would
He's had his
themselves?
moments. He's had his moments when I've been questioned about him.
Yeah.
But after he did that, he finally, like, he's an alpha. Like, he did it. He did what he had to do it, and he...
If anyone had any doubts that he was a true alpha, he proved it in that moment.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
His,
We were
like,
texting each
his,
other.
like, no eye sockets, and, like...
Oh, gosh.
That was so gross.
He was like, I know how to beat you. I know how to I'm like, oh gosh, you just blinded
yourself. Give me no warning.
And Malia kissing him and bringing back his eyesight. So sweet. I love it. Really I knew it was coming though. I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna kiss and it's gonna be great. But I was so happy.
I know. That was a really good scene.
It was so emotional.
No, they
Did
brought
you see
back the
Malia's like reaction on her face to Scott being blind? You thought that someone like killed him. Like she was so distraught. She was so, and Malia doesn't get upset that easily. And just to see her so genuinely horrified and just so sad for him, it broke my heart, it warmed my heart, like everything.
It's kind of funny though because Derek was just like,
oh yeah, Derek was just standing there like, get on with it.
He is done with everyone's crap. Like he is always just done.
You know what I loved about the series finale, as far as Derek and Malia were they're cousins, you know, and they haven't had that many scenes together. They had a couple good scenes in season 4, but not since then. Obviously, Derek hasn't been there, but just their relationship, just the little quips at each other and how they talk to each other. It felt like they were family, and I really like that, especially at the end when he put his arm around her.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that. We'll get to the end. Number 2, the one that just got me the most. Like, this was the first time I cried at the entire episode. Theo taking pain for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we both despised Theo, as a lot of people did in season 5, but we despised him so much as to we did not want him to come back. He was not a villain that we loved to hate. We just wanted him gone. Like, we didn't want to see him ever again.
Just annoying.
Whereas everyone else was like, oh, I love Theo. I love Theo. I love how bad he is. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, get him out of here. I was like, no offense to Cody Christian. I love him, but get him out. As soon as they brought him back in season 6 and he started to prove himself, just little things, just the little things that he would do, immediately was like, okay, He's officially one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love him. Like, I love redemption arcs, and they did... Yeah. Now, they did his very accurately. They did his very well.
Which I liked, yeah.
Can we talk about the moment when they were trying to trap the Ghost Rider, and Theo was pulling the gate, and they were literally, like, about to cut his arm off, and then Liam got him out of there. That was sweet. But just the fact that he was like, just keep closing it. Like, he didn't care. Like, that kind of, to me, showed that he was really starting to come over to the good side. Yep. I guess hell does that to you.
True.
Like, dying over and over again, getting your heart ripped out. I guess that changes a person.
Maybe.
Just how they did the scene with him taking pain was so emotional. Because, oh gosh, what was that kid's name that died?
What's sad is I don't know his name.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to say Gabe because that's what I think it is. If not, I'll put the name right here, and I apologize to all Teen Wolf fans, but who really liked him anyway?
True.
But he was such a hateful character. Just like Monroe. Because he
was full of hate.
He shot Scott's mom. Like, what? Yeah. And Scott's dad. And who was the other one that got shot? Lydia, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to forget about Lydia. I really don't have anything against Lydia. I
don't, because she did really good.
I love Lydia. I do love Lydia. I think she's very strong, beautiful, determined character. Like, I have nothing against her. She's amazing. She's a very fierce female character, as are all the females on Teen Wolf. Anyway, so... just the setting, just after Gabe gets shot and he crawls and just, like, sits there, and you can just see, like, everyone's like, we hate you. Like,
yeah, like, bye.
Like, bye. Like, no one cared, but you could see Theo's face when Gabe said that it hurts. His whole face just, like, it was like he was pained, like, just immediately. Like, he felt so sorry for this person. And it was such a change, because Theo's all about, like, oh yeah, get rid of the bad guys, kill them. Like, I think what it was he kind of saw a bit of himself in him, like how he used to be. I used to be evil. I used to, you know, not care about hurting people, and, like, now he's sitting there, like, he just saw himself in the guy.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
I think it made it more emotional.
Absolutely.
But, when he walked over and he just, like, the music that they played and everything, when he started to take the pain, it was perfect. That scene was perfect, and everyone's reaction, like, you could kind of see, like, Melissa being like, wow, and that scene just got me. And when he asked, does it still hurt? And he said no. And then he died. And he said good. That was so sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet. It was really good.
Theo, I've never seen Theo be that sweet in my life. No. And that just got me. That was his last scene,
he was so silent, yeah.
And Theo crushed it. Cody Christian, you crushed that. Yeah. It was raw, it was real, it was beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. So proud of my baby.
Yes.
So proud. What's up, you guys? So I just realized when editing part 2 that we forgot a very important scene in Teen Wolf that was one of my all-time favorites of the series finale, when Liam picks up the walkie-talkie and tells Monroe, you lost. That was amazing. Like, when Liam said that to Monroe through the walkie-talkie, it gave me chills. He was just so confident, so sure of himself. Like, he got beat up and everything because of her. He went through all of this stuff. Him and his pack, his friends went through all of this. And he was just so sick and tired of it, and he was just done. Liam saying that to Monroe just proved how much that he has grown and how strong he is. And that moment just gave me chills, because it was what we all wanted to say to her. It was the punchline, you know, that we'd all been waiting for. And the fact that Liam got to say it was just incredible. It was perfect. That scene was amazing. Just, you know, Liam and Theo and Monroe talking on the walkie-talkie. Someone answer me, what's going on? And in my head I was like, yes, Liam, do it. Whatever you're gonna say it. It's gonna be great. And he did it, and literally one of the absolute best moments in the series finale. And then number 1, which is probably gonna make us the most emotional, was the ending.
The ending.
Just the perfect ending.
It was. You had all of the originals back together, you know, well.
Except Allison.
You know, you have Derek, you got Styles, you got Scott. And everyone is back together, and they're just all walking together. Styles just being his goofy self, like,
yeah.
You know.
And I love how they had, you know, how they originally had Derek and Styles on each side of him. And then it was like Malia went in between Derek and Scott, and Derek put his arm around her.
And see, I love that
like,
they kept, and I love that they had Scott talking about Styles, so that new werewolf that they saved.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a small thing to show though, but it was cute because it's like they haven't had much interaction since obviously Dylan O'Brien hasn't been able to film because he got hurt and everything, and so they haven't had any interaction, and it was nice to see that Scott just, the way he looked at Styles, like, that's my brother, like,
that was so
he still
sweet.
Talked around, he still looked at him the same way, and that's what I really liked.
I just loved Scott's relationship with the new werewolf, too. Even though you only get to see the new werewolf, like, just for a couple scenes, like, it was just, I don't know, just how Scott talked to him and how Alec, his name's Alec or Alex, I can't remember.
Alec.
But Alec, and just how he reacted to Scott telling him all of this. It was just really sweet. You can tell he's so open to being in the pack.
Yeah.
And you can just tell, like, as a viewer from just him being in there for that couple of scenes that he would be a good addition to the pack.
Yeah.
Like, I immediately liked him right away,
too.
so I thought they did a really good job with that.
Too.
And them just walking off like that.
It was sweet because the way they were walking, like, they were just content. Like, they had their pack back together. I think the only thing that sucked was that Theo wasn't there, but they showed him. He was somewhere.
Well, they showed Theo, and then they showed Peter at the end. They talked about how that people who are enemies are now allies and friends.
Which was nice.
And so they mentioned him. It's not like they didn't mention him or anything. I think what they were trying to do was keep the original pack.
Which I loved.
Because
I loved it.
I know this is so, like, small, and I'm thinking way too into it, but I just love the fact that Liam rode with Malia, like, in the car, because I always thought that they had a really good friendship.
Yeah.
And I felt like their friendship was really real. We just didn't get to see it on screen that much.
Right.
And I thought, I just love Liam. Liam's one of my, like, top favorite characters. I loved him from the beginning, even when he was a little brat.
I love his anger issues.
Yeah.
I'd be late.
His anger issues, oh gosh. That was such a key thing in season 4, too, and I love how they did that.
I like how they kept coming back to his anger issues, and he was trying so hard to fix it.
They didn't
and
just
Theo was like, boy, you better stop.
Yeah.
Like, he was not having it.
I love their friendship.
Me too.
Immediately, when he came back.
Theo was just punching him.
Oh, yeah. It was like,
oh, my God.
Just shut up.
For no reason.
That scene, I had to watch it over and over again. It was hilarious.
It was funny.
Because Liam was like, why are you yelling?
Shut up!
Liam is such a kid. Like, I know that he is, but you just kind of forget because Liam has to go through so much, but he's such a kid. Like, the way that he reacts to things, I love it.
Yeah, I love
it. And Liam and Theo together, their fight scene, when, in the series finale, when they were like, I'm not gonna die for you, and he was like,
I'm not gonna die for you either.
It's like, but I will fight with you. And it's like, okay, let's go. And their fights were coordinated.
Yeah.
Like, did you see that? Like, they both, like, jumped off the wall and, like, got them, and then, like, Liam would, like, lean over, and then Theo would, like, kick the guy over his back. Yeah. Like, I loved it. I thought that was so well done. Like, whoever choreographed that scene, like, consider me impressed.
Consider me impressed.
I did not think I would ever love Theo, and he won me over 110%. Completely.
I think he ran over a lot of the fandom. He really did. Because he was trying so hard to prove himself. Yeah. And he did.
He did, and now he's part of the pack, just like we wanted. So it's great. It's great. So that was our top 5 moments, and now we're probably just going to talk about just the little things that went on. Yeah. Like, go ahead.
Mama McCall and Arjun getting together was just the best thing ever because they deserve each other. Like, Melissa needs a man that is not a goob. And Arjun lost Allison. He lost his wife. I mean, he lost everybody. And he was mistreating Scott like the son he never had after Allison died.
It's very accurate.
It's very accurate. And that was something I loved because they deserve each other, and it's a great relationship.
Yeah, and now Scott's, like,
and
basically his
they were so
son.
happy. Arjun was, in the end, when, like, Melissa just, like, grabbed him and, like, hugged him, and it was, like, having, like, a little dance thing, and then they kissed, and it was so sweet. And
that was just beautiful. Like, they were just showing all these beautiful moments. I was, oh my gosh.
It was just so great. Like, I was so happy they got together.
And even, this is such a little
thing. We wanted this. First we wanted Sheriff and Mama McCall.
Yeah,
and then Arjun comes in. And,
as soon as they hinted that Arjun and Melissa were going to be a thing, we were like, yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. Like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what I just realized, because since we were talking about the parents, they didn't show Lydia's mom.
She, again, disappeared. She doesn't care where her daughter is.
She was so, like, they were showing her a lot, and then she's just gone. When Scott was getting out of the truck, Argent gave him and Alec a ride at the very end.
Yeah.
And Scott, like, they grabbed each other's hands before they left. Father and son.
Yeah.
Like, that was so sweet.
Good.
Also, Sheriff Stilinski,
oh boy,
coming in clutch in that series finale, beating those 3 deputies. And he's like, get Parrish out of here.
I just love how he was so done.
He was.
Like, he has had it.
He was like, listen, I've had enough of all this
like, he walks in
and fighting,
there,
we're done.
And then they're pointing his gun at him. He's like, you're not going to pull that.
He's like, there's only 3 of you.
Yeah, there's only 3
I
of
was
you.
like, yes.
And he's like, what are you, 60? And she was like, boom.
He's like, yeah, I am, son. Like, oh gosh, that was great.
That was great.
And I love that he rescued Parrish. Like, they have such a bond.
Yeah, which I like too.
Like,
yeah.
I love their bond. And I love Parrish. He is such an underrated character, but really, he is amazing. Like, he deserved more screen time. He's just such a great character. He was from the very beginning. I fell in love with him immediately.
Yeah, we did. I loved him.
He was just the sweetest guy ever. I really wish that him and Lydia would have ended up together. I mean, they threw so many connections in season 5, and then just nothing.
Yeah, again, like, I don't hate Lydia. Like, there's a kind of like a small dislike for her, just a little bit, but she was really good with Parrish. I love Jackson and Lydia together.
I do too.
They like
the hug in the series finale when she's like, Jackson! Yeah. She like runs and hugs him. My heart
and
like,
he
melted.
was so happy to see her. Like, they had that connection back, and they're like ruining. It's like they wanted her to be with someone so bad. They put her with Styles, and it's like Jackson and her were so good together.
They were. Like,
even when Jackson was dying in the earlier season, she's like, I'll always love you, and like now all of a sudden it's just gone. Like, no,
it was a little iffy because Jackson was
he was a nutcase.
He was such a jerk to her. But he really did love her, and that's why Lydia kept going back to him, because like she knew that like this came out of a place from, you know, just insecurity and everything.
Yeah,
like, she was very insecure at the beginning. Yeah. Talk about character development. She went from such like a haughty like teenage girl to like I'm a freaking queen.
Yeah.
So I'm a queen. Bow down to me, just like Malia. Malia's my queen. Malia is my favorite of all time. She's my favorite character. Her character development was incredible too. I think they did that so well. Like, she went from only caring about herself and Styles to caring about everyone. Yeah. And just like willing to sacrifice herself and to fight her instincts to kill. She's very strong. Jackson is a Kanema. Like,
that was so good.
He's just, I love that he's half Kanema, half werewolf. Because I was wondering about that too. Like, all those seasons, I was wondering like, okay, Jackson's in London, but like, is he just a werewolf now? Like, how does that work? So I'm glad that those questions were answered. He's still kind of a jerk. Yeah, but in like, his good way. Yeah, he's like sarcastic. He just hasn't lost his personality completely, but he's way more mature now, which we got to see. Oh, you know what? This is totally off topic, but the fact that they never brought up the desert wolf again. They never told us where she was. There was literally a whole season about a desert wolf, and they never talked about it. Like, where'd she go? Like, there goes my voice. Is she in... I think, did they say they put her in Icon? Like, I can't remember. Even if they did, who is she? Yeah, like, I mean, she's Malia's mom. I mean, yeah. But still. But who is she? Who is she? Because we didn't really know much about her. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's Malia's mom. It would have been nice to see Peter and her interact, and we never got that. Which... Like, Peter, like, thinks we're almost killing my daughter. Like, yeah. Hi. Speaking of Peter, his relationship with Malia, I loved it. Especially this season. The part that did it for me, well, 2 parts that did it for me, was one, when Peter was remembering what he saw, like when Malia stuck her claws in him, like, don't fall in love with a dead man. Yeah. And I thought it was cute because he knew that she was in love with him. I mean, I think that he's always cared about Scott on some level, but it's like when Scott's a threat, like, you're gonna die. Like, that's just how Peter is. Like, he's very about self-preservation and everything. But Malia has taught him to love something other than himself. Yeah. And to care about everyone. I loved it. It was really good. She really shaped him. Like, without even really trying. Like, she really shaped how he was. And now he's a very caring father. Yeah. And I just couldn't be more proud. And I've always loved Peter. Even evil, good, like, whatever. Yeah, like, whatever. I've always loved Peter Hale. He's just a smarty. Did you notice at the very beginning of the series finale, when I rewatched it today, I noticed, but at the beginning I was like, dang, like, the Hale family's coming in clutch, because when after they, you know, shot Deucalion and everything, they show like Derek like beating the crap out of all these people, and then they show Malia beating the crap, and then they show Peter, and I'm like, the Hale family taking care of business.
Yeah,
like, no, I love that.
The second part that did it for me too, with like, you know, their relationship, is when, like, it was small but subtle, like when they knew Kate was using his fear against Peter, and you heard Malia say "Dad."
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just sweet to me because she said "Dad." Like, it wasn't her, but Dad. Like, literally, and he just like. He was like, oh my god, like, where's my daughter? Like, he was so scared that he didn't think.
Yeah, and I think, like, his fear was losing her.
Yeah, like, something was going to happen to her.
I was overall very, very happy with how the ending was.
The ending scene just, it gave me closure that they were together, and that's all I wanted.
And I like how they left it open-ended. Like, it was the end, it was the beginning of the end, basically, kind of, because they left it open-ended with Monroe and everything, and how they're going to go after her and stuff. So you know that they're always going to be out there. They're always going to be protecting the supernatural. They're always going to be together as a pack. And it's just going to keep growing. Yeah. And sooner or later, Scott's going to have this, like, huge pack because everyone loves Scott. So we're very sad that Teen Wolf is ending. It's been a part of our life for 4 years. Yeah. And even though it's just a TV show, like, it has brought me so much inspiration just for everything, really. I mean, just with my writing and with my thoughts. The characters have
such very good characteristics.
Yeah.
Which is, like, makes you want to make, whoa, you know, Scott's little speeches and,
it's just crazy how you can just, like, fall in love with characters. Like, they're not real,
but you love them.
They feel real to you. Like, they're real in here.
Makes me love the actors, too. Cause
I just, it's going to be really hard, to be honest. I feel like we're in mourning.
I feel like there's just that it's over. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's other shows and stuff.
But this is our show.
This is Teen Wolf.
This is Teen Wolf.
It's not gonna be any other show that we're gonna fall in love with, you know? And
that we haven't already.
And exactly. And see, for me, this is the third show that I've been completely in love with that has ended. First it was The Vampire Diaries, then it was Pretty Little Liars, now it's Teen Wolf. So it's like, it's just adding on. And, like, granted, I love Teen Wolf more than I loved Pretty Little Liars and The Vampire Diaries, but it's like, it just keeps adding on to my misery. Like, oh, I'm so upset. Like, and the originals is ending. If anyone, you know, watches that, you know, surprise, it's the last season. So we were talking about how when Supernatural ends, we're gonna be completely devastated.
No, that's something we grew up with.
Yeah,
we were watching that in elementary school.
We literally have watched it like most of our lives. I mean, that's gonna be different.
Elementary school, guys. That's a long time.
That's gonna be different. Like, not, we probably shouldn't have been watching it in elementary.
No, that's fine.
But we did. And I'd do it again.
Yeah, like, I don't care. My mom.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. And whenever that happens, we'll have to do a video about
Another video about that? Oh, that's gonna be like 2 hours long.
Hopefully it won't be for a very long time. Teen Wolf will always have a special place in my heart. And I mean, we're always going to have the seasons. We're always going to be able to go back, and we're going to follow the actors and hope that they enter something just as amazing as this show. Dylan has always been.
I mean, Dylan, he is killing it.
Yeah, he really is. We're so proud of him. We're going to go see American Assassin tonight.
He is a good actor. Like, he is finally getting his foot, like, out of Teen Wolf.
He deserves it.
He deserves it. He did such a good job in Teen Wolf. That was his life. He did such a good job.
After that Void Styles performance,
I knew he could do anything. Right after, he was evil, and it was no one else. It was him.
He was scary.
He played that character, and it was so believable, and it was scary.
Void Styles was amazing.
You can't kill me.
I love that they brought that back in the series finale.
He looked good.
He looked amazing, just as terrifying as he did in season 3.
And he did so good. He's like, Scott.
I love that they.
Scott.
Oh, I love that they brought that back.
He was so good.
Dylan is just so talented.
Maze Runner, he's the main character. He is just killing it.
There's nowhere to go but up for him from here.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to
go. He's just gonna keep just getting better and better and getting better movies.
I'm just very happy to see him in something other than Maze Runner and Teen Wolf, because I want to see what his potential is.
Me too.
I want to see how good he's done. You know.
If you could talk to any of the characters, who would you talk to? Not the actors, but the characters. Who would you talk to? Is it still Scott?
Yeah.
And what would you say to him? Like, if Scott McCall was watching this video and you had a message for him, what would you say to him?
I would say that he's the best. He made the show. Him and Styles were the original, and Scott did such a good job of keeping it together. When he got bit in the woods, just randomly, poor guy, just, you know, hunting for a dead body, you know, the usual.
The usual. Normal teen stuff.
You know, he kept it together, and I think that in reality, if that would have happened to, like, a normal person, they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And he was the best.
Oh. Yeah.
Sad.
If I could talk...
Styles.
Oh yeah, we.
I mean, obviously Styles is the best.
We gotta say, like, we love Styles, of course.
But this is because, like, we can't talk about Styles all the time, so obviously. You know?
Obviously. Like, well, my favorite character was definitely, I've said this already, but definitely Malia, so I'd probably talk to her if I could. Mm-hmm. I would just tell her that I'm just so proud of her, like, how far she has come. Mm-hmm. She has inspired me to be more brave, more fierce, more blunt, to just go after what you want, because that's who she is. She has what she wants in her mind, and she just goes for it, and I admire that. And so I would just say thank you for being you, Queen. Love you forever. You know, I'm gonna be rude real quick to MTV. If you didn't have Teen Wolf, it was on the CW, this would be going forever. Thank you to the actors, to the characters. We love you. We will carry you with us forever. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you've gotten a little closure if you watch Teen Wolf. Hopefully you enjoyed us ranting and talking about our favorite moments. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I've got some fall videos coming up that I'm really excited about. If you want to get notified every time I upload, click the little notification bell. And comment down below your favorite Teen Wolf character or Teen Wolf moment, you know, whatever you want. And also let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Bye. Just kidding. Okay, number 5. Oh my gosh, me. Shut up. Rude. Okay. Don't you know I'm filming? I don't have time for emails. Oh my God, Gerard! I love Gerard! No. This old piece of twitchy, lazy ass. Nolan's friend. Oh, it was like, not Jared. Was it Jared? No. Was it? Some of them are like us and they do extraordinary things. And he looked at her and I was like, babe, stop. I don't know what he was doing, but they... Your voice cracks. Mom? Mama McCarn... Mama! Mama! You can just say Melissa. I know, but I have to, you know, like, it feels weird saying Alyssa. I just love it. Love, like, oh my gosh, I can't talk alcohol. It sounded like I said alcohol. Alcohol. I did, it's alcohol. Yeah. He just proves it. He really my does. Baby. Dylan, we love you so much. Watch this. Watch this, Dylan O'Brien. Okay, the battery's about to die. Bye.